Hearn motors his way to the hard clay open victory. Or does he? The Jet takes the Sportsman companion event to the hard clay open. Wait, what? You didn't think we'd leave you hanging without the off-season, did you? Alright, I guess it's time to start the season now. Race Pro Weekly. Let's go. Hello and welcome to the first edition of Race Pro Weekly for the 2016 season. I'm your host, Mike Warren. It's been a long off-season for everyone, so let's not waste any more time as we head down to Orange County Fair Speedway for Brett Deo's Hard Clay Open. The Short Track Super Series Northern portion of the schedule getting started at the Orange County Fair Speedway as Stuart Friesen and Brett Hearn would lead the field to the green in a 50-lap event down in Middletown. It would be Stuart Friesen with the early lead, but Brett Hearn proving he knows how to get around the hard clay as he would take the race lead off by turn number 4 in that Matson overhead doors, car number 20. Cars on the move, Tommy Meyer in the 3, Anthony Perego there in the 55, as well as they went down the back straightaway along with the Dr. Danny Johnson, LJ Lombardo, and Mike Mahaney looking to make their way up through the field in the early portion of this event as well. As Hearn dealing with lap traffic as he gets right by Josh Hohenforce, and now Andy Bacchetti out of nowhere takes the number 2 spot away. And boy, let me say, it's great to see that green number 4 back on the racetrack again as Friesen and Bacchetti would battle side by side just behind Craig Hansen as they look to put him a lap down, and Friesen gets the spot back as he would continue to go to work trying to get by Hearn, and here would be his best chance as Jackie Brown right in front of your leaders. There's the 44 of Friesen ducking underneath, taking the race lead away, but he goes too high in turn number 1 and 2, and Brett Hearn just fills the spot and gets it right back and goes to the race lead. A caution would bunch the field up again, and Bacchetti would make a big run to the number 2 spot, and Tommy Meyer would get to spot number 3, getting by Stuart Friesen as well. Craig Hansen would battle with Gary Edwards and LJ Lombardo down the back straightaway along with Matty D as they'd fight as the caution would come out for Jeff Hetzler in the 14 machine. Off of the restart, Danny Johnson going to say, hey, how you doing? Andy Bacchetti as he'll muscle by for the number 3 spot as Friesen still sits 1 spot out of a top 5 run as the cars continuing to push their way through turn number 3 and 4. And now the tire problems would start to surmount here in this field as you see Mahaney go down with a right rear flat tire. Bacchetti having to go pit side as well. Stuart Friesen also going to have to make his way in the 44 machine, and that really put a damper on a lot of great runs in this event. Off the restart, Brett Hearn going to get right back out in front as Bacchetti doing a great job to get his way back into the top 5, but Brett Hearn way out in front brings it around, and he would take the checkered flag in this event and look to pick up the win. However, Brett Hearn refused post-race tech, and that would give the win to the 3 of Tommy Meyer. That puts Danny Johnson into the number 2 spot. Mike Rickey would finish in 3rd, Andy Bacchetti 4th, and LJ Lombardo would round out the top 5. While the Hard Clay Open was the first round of racing in New York State for this season, things got started a little early down in the Sunshine State as we'll bring it down to Volusia for DIRTcar Nationals. J.R. Hefner making the trip down south. You're going to see him at Albany, Saratoga, and Lebanon Valley in the 2016 season in the 74 car. Hey, there's Ronnie Johnson. He's always a fun guy to talk to, and you'll hear from him a little bit later. And there's Stuart Friesen sporting the Hallmark colors for the first time in 2016. And the field would roar down the front straightaway, and that's how the season would get kicked off down in Florida as Tyler Dipple would grab the early race lead. Here's Billy Dunn running for position in front of Larry White and Matt Shepard as they bring it through turn number 3 and 4 with Dipple as your race leader. Wouldn't be too long, though, as here's Tim Fuller going to ride the cushion on the top side as he would get by him, and Fuller would go to the front of the field looking to pick up that first gator here for the week. 3-wide battle as Billy Dunn, Billy Pouch, and Tyler Dipple go at it as Pouch puts an electric slide job on him off at turn number 2. Stuart Friesen on the move as he looks to go to the outside of Matt Shepard for position. He gets a little loose. That allows Shepard to come back underneath him. Darwin Green making the trip down, local favorite down at the Track of Champions, as he would pick up a couple spots on the inside lane, as now Larry White would go for a slide job on Tyler Dipple. They would make contact, sending Dipple around up in turn number 2. And then Tyler Dipple, well, it is opening day this week. He's trying out for the baseball team, it looks like. As we would go back to green, Fuller would be back in command in the number 49 car, as now White and Pouch going at it, looking for position, as here's Billy Dunn to the inside, trying to make a bid for the race lead, but just couldn't do it as Fuller would stay strong. Pouch right there. Here's Shepard, Friesen, and Larry White running for a spot in the top 5, trying to make things work up through turn number 2, but you weren't going to catch Tim Fuller in this one, as he would pick up the first DIRTcar National victory down at Volusia. Billy Dunn would hold on to finish in the number 2 spot. Billy Pouch would finish in 3rd, Larry White 4th, and Super Matt Shepard would round out the top 5. It's now time for the Kaiser Aluminum Wheels fan poll question. What is your opinion about the World of Outlaws sprint cars not being at Lebanon Valley in 2016? To cast your answer, head to facebook.com/RaceProWeekly, and we will read some of your answers on next week's show. When we come back on Race Pro Weekly, one modified driver does the unexpected down at Middletown. And we'll bring you back down with another trip to the Sunshine State for some more DIRTcar National action. Reputable, reliable, results. That's what you get when you call Rick and the professionals at RCT Roofing. Quality service at fair prices. RCT gets the job done. Just like Nick Stone and the RCT Pro Stock. RCT Roofing, we've got you covered.
If you're like me, your to-do list never ends. But with just one phone call, I protect my home, family, pets, and yard all year round. With Northeast Pest Control's Premier Home Protection Program, I don't have to worry about bugs and pests, and I don't have to worry about harsh chemicals either. Now how about that want to-do list? Thanks, Northeast Pest Control.
Ants, termites, mice, or bees, call today for your free estimate.
With Northeast Pest Control, we guarantee you'll live pest-free.
There's only one place in the capital region for you to get the full racing action. Stop down at the Bobco video booth at the track or call 518-399-0937. Bobco Racing Video, the next best thing to being there. Night number 2 at the DIRTcar Nationals in Florida is Tim Fuller looking to go back-to-back as he would have a strong run early in the night in qualifying. It would be him and Larry White on the front row of this one as they bring the field to the green, as White would take the early lead in the event. A little bit of a jingle in turn number 3 and 4 to get things started as Darwin Green and J.R. Hefner both involved. A couple other cars up there as well. And off of the restart cars trying to make their way up as Brett Hearn works to the inside of Matt Shepard. Stuart Friesen lurking right behind him as Friesen would work to get by the one of the kid Billy Pouch down the back straightaways. He would close in rapidly heading into turn number 3 and 4 in that number 44 machine. Meanwhile, Matt Shepard getting by Larry White and trying to set his sights on Fuller and Laubach towards the front, as White doing a great job on the outside trying to battle back to get the FX repair car number 9. He would on that exchange. Meanwhile, Laubach holding on to the race lead. Fuller sitting in second. Here's Shepard to the inside looking for the number 2 spot. White trying to dust off the top side, but loses a little bit of ground that time as Shepard still works for the number 2 spot. He would get it as Laubach still working hard on the inside lane as lap traffic would come dead ahead of him. He would get into the back bumper of one of the cars that allows Shepard to pull right underneath him and take the race lead away down the backstretch, and Matt Shepard would go on to pick up the win in night number 2. Night number 3 would see Rick Laubach with the early race lead as he barrel up at turn number 2 with Tyler Dipple in tow. As Dipple on the outside trying to dust something off, but Laubach just too strong as Matt Shepard dives underneath the one machine as well off at turn number 2. AJ Slideways in there as well. As they come off the corner, J.R. Hefner doing a great job working his way up through the field in that number 74 machine. Stuart Friesen and Matt Shepard going to go side by side. Shepard doing a great job on the inside, going to power in front of him and keep that spot. Meanwhile, Jesse Mueller going to go around. Tim Fuller tags him and goes around. Brett Hearn narrowly avoiding both of them as he skirts out of the way to the top side. Off the restart, AJ Slideway is having a great run as he would barrel underneath the one at Tyler Dipple for the number 3 spot down the front straightaway. As AJ Slideway is having a great run, and there's Stuart Friesen going on the outside of Billy Pouch for position into turn number 3 and 4. Rick Laubach looking to split a couple lap cars. Neil Williams and the 20 of Brett Hearn. Yes, that's not a typo. He is a lap car in this one. As Laubach going to hold off Shepard, he would pick up the win on night number 3. Matt Shepard would finish in second, AJ Slideways third, Eric Rudolph would finish in fourth, and Stuart Friesen would round out the top 5. Matt Shepard would pick up the win. Going back in feature number 2 that we showed you earlier, Larry White would finish in second, Laubach holding on for third, Stuart Friesen fourth, and Eric Rudolph finishing fifth.
Brett Hearn being offered the ride in a Sportsman car, combing the rule book. It is legal.
Yeah, you heard that correctly. The Jersey Jet leading the field to the green in the companion Sportsman event, as he would look to take the early race lead in the Smoker's Choice car number 88 machine as the field would race down the back straightaway in their opening event. Here's Michael Sabia giving a little hip check as he'd make his way by and look to pick up a few positions, as Randy Sweetman in the 44 right there as well. Here's Tim Hartman Jr. looking to fight his way up through the field down the back straightaway. Hartman going to be running a number of cars here in 2016 that you'll have to keep an eye on, as Hearn stays out front. David Schilling sitting in second. RJ Smith now running third in this one. As the cars continue to fight, here's Sweetman looking to battle underneath Sabia for the position. He'll take that away as well as they head down the backstretch. Brett Hearn way out in front, as I'm sure you would expect here in this Sportsman feature event, as that 88 car was on rails down the back straightaway, and, well, I heard the driver's pretty good too. Schilling still sitting in that number 2 spot. Smith holding on to third, as Hartman continuing to work his way up through the field. Tim Hartman Jr. doing a great job, and we've seen him come from the back before, and he's doing it once again here at the Hard Clay Open as he continues to move his way up. Meanwhile, here's Michael Storms and Randy Sweetman battling for position as he's there with Sabia. As Michael Storms, you remember, a former regular down here in the modified division at Orange County Fair Speedway, as Schilling still holding on to that number 2 spot as RJ Smith looking to try to close him down. Billy Eggers there as well, and now Sweetman would have trouble as he would make his way in for changes to the right rear. That would set the field right behind Hearn, but he'd be gone again. And here's Storms and Sabia looking to crack into the top 5 as they head down the back straightaway. Here's Hartman not too far behind him as well in the 22 machine. He wouldn't quite get there, but a great run for Tim Hartman Jr. nonetheless. RJ Smith all over the back bumper of the 20 of Schilling, but you weren't catching the Jet in this one as he picks up the win in the Sportsman Hard Clay Open. David Schilling would finish in second. Michael Storms with a great run coming home in third. RJ Smith fourth. And Billy Eggers would round out the top 5. All of us here at Race Pro Weekly send our heartfelt condolences to the family and friends of 2016 New York State Stock Car Association Hall of Fame inductee Bruce Dostal, who passed away last month. Many in the racing community knew Bruce as a good-hearted person who liked to tell stories and just truly loved the sport of auto racing very much. Our thoughts and prayers are with the Dostal family.
I'm Brian from 1-800-GOT-JUNK. This is my main man, Tom, and my other main man, Tom.
You never know how much junk you've got until you move.
Point to something you wish would disappear.
Would it be possible to... It's gone!
All you have to do is point.
Where have you been all my life?
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Performance, quality, service. That's DMC Racing Products. Hundreds of name brand parts, competitive prices. That's DMC. DMC Racing Products. Race to win.
Looking for outstanding service for your car, truck, or SUV? Speed's Garage is a family-run business providing the highest quality of auto care. From routine maintenance, brakes, engine, body, or paint work, you can trust the professionals at Speed's Garage. Speed's Garage has all the auto service you need, plus full towing for any vehicle. For a championship service, go to Speed's Garage in Mellonville.
Non-stop action, fierce battles, out-of-your-seat excitement. It's 800 horsepower of ground-shaking racing. The Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds are coming. Be there to witness all the mighty big blocks. Get ready for 2 huge days of racing at the High Banks Hold Up at Fulton Speedway. Friday and Saturday, April 29th and 30th. Watch the 2016 openers for the Super Dirt Car Series Big Block Modifieds and DIRTcar Sportsmans, plus the ESS Sprint Cars and light models. Fulton Speedway, County Route 57, Fulton.
Night number 4 of the DIRTcar Nationals down at Volusia, and it would see Brett Hearn having to start towards the back of the field in his familiar Matson overhead doors car number 20. We'll keep an eye on that as Stuart Friesen would lead the field to the green for the 50-lap finale down in Florida. He would have the early race lead in this one as Alan Johnson would look to work his way up through the field. Billy the Kid Pouch, who's been strong all week, working his way up as well, and here comes Hearn already working past the 99L of Larry White down the back straightaway, but White with a good head of steam down the back stretch will stay in front of him. 2 drivers fighting for the championship down in Florida this year. That is the 9S of Matt Shepard and the 7 of Rick Laubach as they go side by side, as Friesen will continue to lead this one with the cars lurking right behind him as Brett Hearn was working his way up through the field quickly. Shepard and Laubach would continue to work side by side as they battled through turn number 3 and 4. Hearn now to the inside of Laubach, looking to grab that spot, and then you get a head of steam and go right underneath Danny Johnson, looking to take the number 3 spot away at this point, and he would get it and now go to work on Shepard, and he was zeroed in on the 44 of Stuart Friesen, and next time by, well, let me say it, folks, I just seen the jet take off. He's up to something as he pushed to the inside lane and grabbed the race lead away. You weren't stopping Brett Hearn in the 50-lap finale down in Florida as he'd cap off the week with a victory down at Volusia. Stuart Friesen would have to settle for spot number 2. Matt Shepard would come home in 3rd and pick up the 2016 DIRTcar Nationals Championship. Timmy Fuller would finish in 4th, and the Doctor, Danny Johnson, would finish in 5th. New York State Stock Car Association holding their annual Banquet and Hall of Fame ceremony in January as Dan Martin and John Stanley doing the honors as is every year as we congratulate all of the Hall of Fame members inducted in 2016, and boy, those jackets are nice, that is for sure. Of course, the night finished off with the banquet, a great dinner put on at the Polish Community Center, and also a number of special awards given out throughout the night, and we gave out our Performer of the Year award too that night as that went to Rocky Warner. A great night all in all, and can't wait for next year's event. Fonda Speedway and Glen Ridge Motorsports Park getting things kicked off with their first event of 2016 with the car show at Rotterdam Mall. Albany Saratoga Speedway champions Kenny Tremont and Kenny Martin were invited to take part as well, as a lot of people making their way in to take a look at some beautiful race cars. And I love this number 27 of Nick Stone and this Camaro-shaped body. Fans always making their way in for this event as it does pack them all. Hey, there's Frank Twing making an appearance in there. Rocky Warner there with his car as well in the 1J. Pete Demitrazic getting ready for his first event in a couple of weeks as we're just around the corner from getting things started at the Track of Champions and Glen Ridge. When we come back, we'll catch up with a couple of drivers and find out what they're doing to get ready for the 2016 season. And after that, we'll give out our first NYSSCA Performer of the Week award. Keep it locked right here on Race Pro Weekly.
Out here, seconds mean everything. That's why, in here, we work so hard to shave them. When a second matters, science matters. Mobil 1, energy lives here.
Where is it that going green is going strong? Where trees are planted so emissions can be cut down. Where clean ethanol blend fuels race cars and waste oil never goes to waste. Where is it that the sun comes up and we put it to work, and the passionate fans are just as passionate about helping out? Where? Nowhere but NASCAR. Learn what about small steps you can take to make a big difference at NASCAR.com/green.
If you are a tracker series that would like to be highlighted on Race Pro Weekly, email us at show@raceproweekly.com. Welcome back to Race Pro Weekly. As we mentioned earlier on the show, it was a long off-season for everyone, including the crew members and drivers. We caught up with a couple of them at the Honda Speedway Car Show with their thoughts on how 2016 is going to go. So Ronnie, as we get into the 2016 season, obviously we got the car change. What's going through your head as you get to drive for Jake this year?
Well, a lot of excitement. You know, this is probably the first time in many years I started the season off with a brand new car and a brand new engine, thanks to Jake and Nancy Spraker. A lot of excitement, but we also got a lot of work to do and a lot of focus. We need to stay focused, and I'm hoping to have a good season.
Now, same plans as last year, Malt on Friday and then Fonda on Saturday night?
Yes, and Jake just informed me he wants to go to the Utica Rome opener too. It opens the week before Fonda, and so we're going to be there for the opener, and we'll see how the season goes. And you never know with Jake Spraker. The sky could be the limit if we're doing well.
This is true. Now, of course, how would you rate last season going into this year? I know some seasons get to be tough, some are great for you. Well, how would you rate last season?
You know, I've had a lot better seasons than I had last year. I wouldn't rank it up there with our best seasons, but we ended up second in points at Fonda and fifth at Albany, Saratoga, but we didn't win any races. So ultimately, we feel like we had a bad season, but looking back at it, it was respectable, but not where we want to be.
Now, going into this year, I know you mentioned with Jake anything can happen, but the excitement that you have going into this year has got to be different than it's been in years past, too.
Yeah, I mean, how can I miss that? We got a brand new Kevlar big block in a Theo race car, and with the support of Jake, with the way we're going to race this year, it's real exciting. It puts some enthusiasm in our whole race team, and proud to race for Jake. It's going to be a lot of fun.
This is our HIGFAB car. It's all ready to go. We went through everything on it, put it all back together, less the engine. We still have to install that. The Bicknell car's still in pieces, so we've got a little bit of work to do there, but we've got everything, and we just got to buckle down and get it done.
Same weekly plans as last year, Glen Ridge and Fonda?
Yeah, that's what we're planning on. Hopefully our engine program is going to be a little bit better this year. We started working with Jimmy D's out in Syracuse, so we're hoping that program comes together well, and we're able to keep some good quality power underneath of us.
Now, you picked up another title at Glen Ridge last year. How tough is it going to be fighting off those challengers once again?
Well, both places are going to be tough. Same as it ever was, but there's going to be some new faces of the Ridge, so that'll shake things up a little bit, but we're confident. We got a good team.
Anything new you're putting together for this year?
No, we're just same cars as last year and same engines that we've been running for quite a few years, so it's a little bit tired, but we'll do our best and we'll keep plugging away.
It's now time for our first installment of the New York State Stock Car Association Performer of the Week Award. And with his second place finish in the Sportsman Hard Clay Open Companion event, it goes to the driver of the 1-800-GOT-JUNK car number 20 of David Schilling. Schilling is now eligible for the Performer of the Year award given out at the end of the season. That's all for this week's show. For the latest news, results, and photos, check out Race Pro Weekly online at www.raceproweekly.com, and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. So for myself, Bobby Chalmers, Fast Eddie, Scott Morlock, Amber Chalmers, and everyone that helps put Race Pro Weekly together, thank you for watching this week's episode, and we'll see you next time.